How do you keep something secret? You hide it in plain sight.
July 8, 1947. The flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If you look at the document sent to J. Edgar Hoover, 3 so-called flying saucers had been recovered in New Mexico. It has become the #1 document viewed on the FBI website.
There have been ET visitation, and people have been attempting to conceal this knowledge.
We actually did recoveries of bodies that were involved with some of these crashes.
I said, well, you're going to tell the public about it? And he says, no, we don't tell the public about this.
And finally, in case you thought this was a do-nothing Congress, you'll be happy to know they recently delved into that eternal question, are we alone in the universe? 2 top astronomers recently told a House Committee on Science, Space, and Technology that they strongly believe we are, in fact, not alone. They were on Capitol Hill to push for more funding for their quest to find extraterrestrial life, so you can imagine they'd be saying, we're not alone. Dan Wertheimer and Seth Shostak are the director and senior astronomer, respectively, of the SETI Research Center at the University of California, Berkeley. As any good X-Files fan knows, SETI stands for Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. The pair asserted that it's really just a question of numbers, that there are over 1 trillion stars in the universe, so far as we know, and that the proportion of those with an Earth-like planet could be 1 in 5. The research they were advocating consists of listening so far out into the universe, as far out into the universe as we can, in the hopes that someone or something out there is sending out signals.
The human race has only 2 options when it comes to looking for advanced aliens. We can listen, or we can be more active and broadcast our willingness to talk. We'd have to think very carefully about what we might say. I think this might be just a little too risky.
I love to watch science fiction movies, but I cringe. I cringe whenever I see a depiction of the aliens.
Earth, our home planet, the only place in the universe known to support life. Yet could life forms from outer space already have paid us a visit? Could they even be abducting members of the human race? It may seem like science fiction, but has planet Earth already had a close encounter?
And could this be a UFO?
It looks like it's moving with the clouds.
Come on, you see this?
What the That's crazy.
The internet is buzzing this morning over this bizarre video shot near a military base in Dayton, Ohio, that appears to show an object hovering and disappearing into the clouds. Here's another sighting of a similar object, also allegedly seen in the skies over Dayton, believed to be the same UFO.
And now some fresh pickings from the political grapevine. Our top story today was Iran taunting the U.S. over the sanctions negotiations. Now an Iranian news agency is making some other accusations about the U.S., and they're interesting. The Washington Post writes FARS, which describes itself as Iran's leading independent news agency, claims documents leaked by Edward Snowden provide, quote, incontrovertible proof that an alien or extraterrestrial intelligence agenda is driving U.S. domestic and international policy.
All right, now to this story. NASA's solar-powered Mars rover named Opportunity just celebrated its 5,000th Martian day on the red planet. One Martian day is about 40 minutes longer than a day here on Earth. This is a huge milestone for the small robot. It was not meant to survive longer than 90 days. The rover is collecting data and photos, which are crucial for exploring Mars.
Oh my gosh, I guess we're not alone after all. A stunning new revelation. The Pentagon reportedly set up a secret program 10 years ago looking for UFOs deep in space. And newly released video captured by U.S. Navy pilots offers an inside look at this secretive government program. Take a look.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh.
My gosh is right.
Because broadening our capabilities in space will continue to serve our society in ways that we can scarcely imagine. Because exploration will once more inspire wonder in a new generation, sparking passions and launching careers. And because ultimately, if we fail to press forward in the pursuit of discovery, we are ceding our future and we are ceding that essential element of the American character. In the years that have followed, the space race inspired a generation of scientists and innovators, including, I'm sure, many of you. It's contributed to immeasurable technological advances that have improved our health and well-being, from satellite navigation to water purification, from aerospace manufacturing to medical. We will partner with industry. We will invest in cutting-edge research and technology. We will set far-reaching milestones and provide the resources to reach those milestones. And step by step, we will push the boundaries, not only of where we can go, but what we can do. And as a nation, we set about meeting that goal, reaping rewards that have, in the decades since, touched every facet of our lives. NASA was at the forefront. Many gave their careers to the effort, and some have given far more.
Stories of close encounters with alien life are part of our culture. Every year in the U.S., there are thousands of reported sightings of UFOs, unidentified flying objects, and some people even claim to have been abducted by aliens. Natural phenomena, or even military activities, can explain most of the UFO incidents, but some still keep people guessing.
Primitive medical care of a species that had barely begun to conquer its own diseases. But as we will hear, there are those who claim that to the aliens, death is not a final end to be feared, but a mere transition.
Now, the challenges facing our space program are different, and our imperatives for this program are different than in decades past. We're no longer racing against an adversary. We're no longer competing to achieve a singular goal like reaching the moon. In fact, what was once a global competition has long since become a global collaboration. But while the measure of our achievements has changed a great deal over the past 50 years, what we do or fail to do in seeking new frontiers is no less consequential for our future in space and here on Earth. So let me start by being extremely clear. I am 100% committed to the mission of NASA and its future. Because
the Kepler satellite has identified 2,000 planets orbiting other star systems. So tonight, when you look at the night sky, realize that somebody could be looking back at you. Now, if there is a life form out there, they could be literally millions of years ahead of us. The universe is 13.7 billion years old, so a million years is nothing compared to the age of the universe. And for the most part, I think they're going to be friendly. But if they are hostile, it would be like Bambi meeting Godzilla if we ever had to fight them.
Why? Why do you say that?
Well, realize that if they're that advanced, they can reach the Earth from a distant star. They are already thousands of years ahead of us in technology. And we would present no military challenge to such an advanced civilization. Now realize for the most part, there are lots of uninhabited planets with resources on them. So if they can reach the Earth, they can certainly reach other planets that are uninhabited. So for the most part, I think they're going to leave us alone. But if one of them is hostile, watch out. We would be a pushover for them. Forget all the Hollywood movies.
And finally, you say you think that if we ever approached by extraterrestrials, it would be likely friendly because they would already have resources somewhere else in the universe. Is it likely that we would have common similarities with any of these other beings based on your research and what you know about these other bodies?
Well, for the most part, I think they would leave us alone. If you're walking down a country road and you see an anthill, do you go down to the ants and say, I bring you trinkets, I bring you beads, I give you nuclear energy, or you just leave the ants alone? So I think that if they are that advanced, they're going to be peaceful. They will have had thousands of years to work out their internal problems of racism, fundamentalism, sectarianism. So I think for the most part, they will have had thousands of years to work out their internal differences. So I think they probably will be friendly, but we have to prepare for the possibility that they aren't.